In New Haven right now, bus service is an option of last resort. It's not an option of choice. Why is that? What have you learned in office about why buses don't get more attention?
I have a big commitment to building out a more robust bus system throughout Connecticut, including in New Haven. I played a role in Stamford, playing a role in Hartford. I'm happy to play a role here in New Haven. I believe buses should run later. I believe that they should match the actual travel patterns of individuals.
You've been in for years, and you said you were very committed to bus ridership in Stamford. There have been no press conferences about buses here, like with the trains. The bus service has gotten worse. I took the buses for a year. It was faster for me to walk miles at night home rather than take the bus. To go from certain just 1 or 2 mile areas, it could take an hour on the bus.
So let me say it this way: you've never talked to me about this issue before.
I did when you were when you came for the Metro North. I mean, for the Metro North stuff. We did talk about it.
Short of that, you never did. What I have said to the commissioner, and the commissioner is a big believer in buses. That buses are a less expensive alternative on the transportation front, and Connecticut's got to get over itself and build a better system.
It's funny. He told me the bus service is wonderful.
I don't. If you're telling me, and by the way, let me answer part of your question. It's not like I've had a lot of conversations with generated by people in New Haven about this subject, including governmental leaders. So if it's a problem, we should address it. And I'm giving you what my philosophy is about buses, and it is a less expensive alternative, and it is highly effective. And we should be building a broader bus system.
I think Tony Harp said when she got elected, it's a civil rights issue because it's so poor. Some of the big issues are hub and spoke. We have a system that everything essentially goes downtown, so these 2 mile roads are weird. The hours are odd, so if you have a job in the city, you go to the suburbs, you can't take hours after 6 o'clock, basically, if you want to go to Industrial Drive, North Haven. Those are the main issues, and also frequency. So a lot of times they can't even stop the bus to pick up people because they're so crowded on certain lines.
Again, all I can tell you is, as mayor of Stamford and as governor, I am directing people to be, and have directed people to be supportive of buses, and certainly would be happy to work with folks on this issue.
So
I am not an expert.
But do you think the constituency isn't as loud? Do you think that because poorer people ride the bus, they're not as connected to government?
Not necessarily.
Because you heard a lot from people riding the trains, but you never hear from the people riding the bus.
I think your observation on the volume may be correct, and in which case government should do a better job making sure that it understands the needs of its constituents.